Hi there, it's Ryan G. Wright with DoHardMoney.com. And I often get asked a lot of questions being in the real estate business and the investing business. And one of those questions is, what are bad real estate investments? And the first and foremost thing I say is a bad real estate investment is anything you don't make money on. If you're investing, the whole purpose of this is to actually get a return. And the whole idea with getting a return is taking some risk. You've got to take risks to get reward, and that's typically what the rate of return is. The greater the risk, the greater the reward. The lower the risk, the lower the reward. So the question is where is this sweet spot where I can get the most amount of risk with the least amount of effort, with the least amount of money or capital or time that I've got to put into that. That's kind of this trifecta of how can I make the most money with the least amount of effort with the least amount of risk. And so I think one of the most important things as you're talking about investing is to have a solid plan. So that you actually know what you're doing, what the exit strategies are. And just like getting on an airplane, one of the first things they say to you is, hey, locate the exits that are around you. There's a couple in the front, there's a couple in the middle, there's a couple in the back. Know where they're at, because in case of emergency, know where the exit is. And I think of the same thing when it deals with a real estate investment or an investment of any type is, what are the exit strategies? How do I plan on getting out of this deal? What's my primary, my secondary, and my third exit strategy in the event the deal goes bad? And that's one of the reasons I really like real estate. When you're talking about stock or something like that, the exit strategy is really like I sell it or I wait. But when I deal with rental properties, there's so many more exit strategies. If my initial plan is to fix and flip, if that doesn't work out, then I can rent it. If that doesn't work out, I can do seller financing to sell it to somebody else. If that doesn't work out, I can do a lease option. If that doesn't work, I can try and put somebody in there and sell my note on the property. If that doesn't work out, I can Airbnb it. Like, there's a lot of different things that can happen when you're dealing with a tangible asset. And that's one of the great things in dealing with real estate is it's actually a tangible asset. But I think a bad real estate investment is one you don't make money on, and that usually starts because you don't have a solid investing plan. And secondly, I don't think you've done enough research. That's one of the things you've got to look at is what is happening. And one of the things that I see happen quite frequently in real estate investment is they got emotional. And when you get emotional in a project and you fall in love with a project, that's when things can get in trouble because you're not making decisions based upon logic, you're making them based upon emotion, and that emotion doesn't pay very well. Actually, emotion is typically pretty expensive when it comes to investing. And that's why I believe in checklists, and I believe in following a strategy and sticking to the strategy no matter what. Lots of times people try and make deals fit to make them a good deal, when the reality is you should wait for a better deal to come along or do more marketing so you can actually find that better deal. The other thing I'm going to talk about when it comes to real estate deals that I find quite often is they don't do enough upfront, they don't do enough planning, they don't get enough contractor bids, they don't make enough relationships, they don't hold the contractor accountable. So when I find bad real estate deals, number one is typically the property was overvalued. They didn't use comps. And when we're looking at comps, you want to make sure that you're looking like for like, but you're looking as a buyer looks from the lowest comp to the highest, working your way up until you find something that's really a comparable. Second thing that typically happens is the project is under planned, meaning the construction project wasn't outlined in detail, line by line, exactly what needs to occur on the project. That's the second mistake we typically see. The third mistake we typically see is in the project management, getting the work done on time, on budget, and managing the contractor. So just believing the contractor rather than working with them as a team to manage them and to project manage them. The other one, the other big thing that I would say is most people overvalue properties and underestimate the amount of repairs. And that brings my other thing is just not having a great contingency plan in the event that there's a situation that doesn't go the way that you're expecting. And that's probably another thing that happens a lot with real estate investing is they're thinking everything's going to go perfect. And I can tell you from doing hundreds of deals, everything going perfect is not something that happens. There will always be problems, and that's the whole job of a real estate investor, is to be a problem solver. Whoever can solve the most problems is the one that has the success, and those problems continue even after you actually purchase the transaction, or you purchase the property as well. So understanding the risks that are happening on the property is also important. Is the property on a busy street? Is it next to commercial property? Is it in a high crime neighborhood? Understanding those risks. All of these risks, so you don't have a bad real estate investment, can be mitigated. And the way you can do that is with knowledge, with information, with technology, with having a checklist, with following systems and processes. And that doesn't mean everything's always going to go right, but it's going to help ensure that you don't run into a bad real estate investment the majority of the time. I hope this helps. If you'd like more information, check us out over at dohardmoney.com, DOHRDMONEY.com, and make it a very profitable day.